the Range Rover Evoque represented a lot of challenges for the design and engineering teams. The dramatic roofline required innovative redesign of the structure and components under the back seat. And the weight and mileage requirements pushed aerodynamic and material design to new levels for the engineering teams.
The actual product development process is incredibly complex. A lot of very talented designers and engineers that are very capable that have to come together to make these things happen, and technology is being used in order to make that process more efficient, quicker where it's appropriate.
Traditional automotive manufacturing begins by carving clay models from the designer's drawings. Introduced in the 60s, computer-aided design and computer-aided engineering allowed manufacturers to cut time to market and reduce costs. Today at Jaguar Land Rover, virtual simulations generate huge amounts of data, often greater than 10 terabytes per day. Using high-performance computers to manage this huge amount of data, design and engineering teams create virtual simulations of spatial, three-dimensional images, giving teams increased perception as they experiment with design and technology variations, while reducing wasteful physical prototyping. These tools helped give the teams the insight to solve these design engineering problems. Virtual simulation allowed the teams to look at the problems in much more detail, easily test new ideas, and make changes faster than ever before.
More advanced computers means that process is now much reduced, therefore we can just keep throwing detail at the models, and the more detail we get, more accuracy we get, and also the more areas to explore we get as well.
We had 9, 11 designs, something like that, and what our designers were allowed to do is come down here and they could cherry pick from each design. So in the end, we could turn something around in a matter of days and they could see that design.
And it's been the managing and using that data that's helped make the Range Rover Evoque a reality.
The supercar. That's the next big thing. We're talking about a car that gets not just 25 miles per gallon, but maybe 125 miles per gallon. A car made out of carbon composites, stronger than steel, lightweight. A car that runs on electricity or hydrogen. A car that drives itself. A car where traffic accidents and traffic jams disappear from the English language. So by 2020, we're talking about chips of enormous power driving the driverless car, and the roads will be intelligent too. When chips cost a penny, the roads will have chips in them sensing the presence of cars. We'll have hundreds, thousands of millions of them in the road because they're so cheap. So in the future, when you get into your car will say, I sense that there's a traffic jam at a certain place. We're trying to resolve it, but why don't I make a detour around it? And you say, yes, okay, detour around it, and the car drives itself.